Welcome back to the channel, guys. Thank you guys so much for the support on the last couple videos. We just most recently broke 600 subscribers on YouTube, and I could not be any more grateful. In today's video, we're going to be showing you guys how to get good and become a pro at COD Mobile in just 5 days. With this $1 million tournament that's just been announced and is rolling around the corner, we are going to be teaching new players how to get good at the game very quickly, or maybe even just a casual player that wants to get a little bit into the comp scene. Unfortunately, this event is an 18+ older event, so a lot of the players that play this game are going to be able to compete. But before we get into this video, guys, please make sure you drop a like on the video, drop a sub on the channel, and turn on the post notifications. Let's go ahead and get into this, boys. Alrighty, the first step that you guys are going to want to do in order to get comfortable with this game is you're going to want to create your HUD. Okay, and basically, if you don't know what a HUD is basically where your buttons are on the screen, where you're going to position them, and just basically how you're essentially going to control the game. So what you're going to do is you're going to hit this little gear button right here, right? And then you're going to basically just going to try and get comfortable with whatever controls you're going to want to play with. So for me, in this case, the shooting mode is going to be hipfire. It's different for everybody, like I said. But what you'll do is you'll hit custom layout right here. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put all of your buttons in a place comfortable for how you hold your device. Well, if you're on a phone, there's a lot of players that only use just their thumbs. However, for me, I like to use the iPad Pro, so I most likely am going to be playing a 4-finger claw, just like this, if you can see. So my fingers are kind of spread out, my buttons are kind of a little bit everywhere. But for me, as you can see, I have, my buttons in each corner of the screen. I have a button up where my index fingers are going to be and where my thumbs are going to be. And it's just a little bit, more versatile for me. For some people, if you're a thumbs player, most likely all of your buttons are going to be down towards the lower part of your screen where it's a little bit more accessible and, you can reach them a little better. But for me, I think a HUD is a very important piece to your game, because it is just the foundation of the game and how you're going to be able to be comfortable with it and learn it and adapt to it and be able to take your gameplay to the next step. Another thing that you can do is you can change your opacity, which is right here. You can turn this down or up, and basically what it's going to do is it's going to make the button become darker or lighter, right? So this is for new players, I highly recommend that you turn the opacity all the way to 100, just so you can get down your muscle memory for where your buttons are going to be on your screen. That way you don't misclick, or maybe fat finger a button and you end up hitting another button. But if you're a new player, I advise that you keep it on 100, and then as you play a little bit more, you can turn it down, and you'll know kind of where your buttons are. So let's go ahead and turn this right back down to where we had it before. Alrighty, so step 2, I'm going to advise that you want to hop into some multiplayer games. Battle Royale won't give you really the best and the fastest way to get into getting comfortable with your HUD and your sensitivities. But I would say that you load into a multiplayer game, and you just start getting used to your movement a little bit, start getting used to your buttons. Maybe get used to your sensitivity a little bit. So you would just hit this little gear, you can hit settings, boom, basic, you can mess with your aim assist and stuff, your ADS settings, your sensitivities, you would just go here. And this is just where you're going to want to get used to your sensitivities. So you're going to go into a multiplayer game, you're going to practice, your slide button, you're going to practice jumping. This is a really good move to master right here, guys. It's like the jump slide. The jump slide is like a really popular thing. You're gonna want to practice your aiming, your reload, everything. Just basically everything about your gameplay that you plan on taking to the next level. And you're just gonna start playing some unranked matches, games that don't really matter, but it's good to practice. So that is just how you will get used to step 2, and you just want to get used to your aim, just like this. Just practice. Alrighty, so step 3. If you are new to the game, you're most likely not going to know what guns are good to use and what guns are bad to use. For me, since I've been playing for a little bit now, I am able to give you a little bit of insight on that. So I actually have a couple guns listed, And for SMG, based off of class, I have them listed. And so basically for the SMGs, well, I'll just sort them for you. The SMGs that I find are very, very good in this game are the Russ 79U. It is a very good gun, very common gun. A lot of players use this. And it's very versatile. You can use it, you know, kind of mid to short range, whereas you know, some of the other SMGs are just strictly short range. So I find the Russ is a very, very good gun. I use that daily, every single day. I would say the Pharaoh is, to me, I hate dying to the Pharaoh. I think it is a busted gun. It is very good for strictly close range. And attachments vary based off of, you know, however you like it. And then another gun that is very, very good as an SMG is the PDW. This gun is 90 damage. I would say it is, you know, a very, very good close range gun. It has 90 damage, but once you put FMJ on it, it actually goes to 100 damage. And you know, there's not very many SMGs or any ARs or anything like that in this game that can get 100 damage. So for SMG class, I would say the Russ, the Pharaoh, and the PDW. Alright, for the assault rifle class, my personal recommendation for you, notice I'm clicking common for these guys, because if you're a new player, you're most likely not going to have any of those, you know, pretty looking, you know, gun wraps or skins on your guns. So I'm going to suggest for this one the AK-117. This gun is very good, very powerful. It seems like it's pretty easy to get down as far as the recoil. The recoil is you know, really big in this game as far as learning it and adapting to it. So I would say that the AK-117 is a very good gun to get down, as well as the AK-47. The AK-47 is very good too, very powerful, but it does have some kick to it. It does have some recoil. So like I said, you're just going to have to get used to the recoil on each of these guns, but that comes with experience and that comes with practice. Another gun that is very good is the ASM-10. I would advise all three of these guns to go and play with. I know whenever you start the game, it's going to give you an M4. This gun is very good, don't get me wrong, but in the competitive scene, you don't see too many people using M4s. You'll see them using a little bit more higher damage guns. And notice this gun's at 45 damage, the AK is at 70, and the AK is at 50. So it's not too far behind the AK-117, but it's not too bad. For the sniping class, I only suggest 2 snipers out of this. And if you guys checked out my last montage, you know I went absolutely berserk with the DLQ-33. I love this gun. It is a one-shot from anywhere from the hips up. And then also the Locust is also another gun that is extremely talked about. So I would suggest either the DLQ-33 or the Locust. They can both one-shot somebody if you just hit them in the right spot. Headshots are guaranteed. So that is it for the guns. If you want any help for attachments or anything like that, I find that if you just put a grip on it and like quick draw and then like a mag or something, you might be good. Some are good for sights, some aren't. Some people like to iron sight some guns, some people don't. That's just personal preference, but you'll learn that as you play the game. So I'm just going to load into a private match for you guys, and this is going to be the next step into elevating your gameplay. It's just really learning the recoil of some of these guns. So right here is the Rust. We just previously talked about it in the last step. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the recoil on some of these guns. So if you're just looking straight down, ADS, you notice the recoil does get a little bit giddy. So to get up there a little bit, the more you spray. Every gun you use, if you're just tap firing, if they're far away, that's your most effective way of, you know, taking out an enemy from a distance. But, you know, with SMGs and stuff, I don't highly advise it. But ADSing, you're going to see that some of these guns are, you know, kind of giddy. They get up there and damage.
Lost the lead.
Let's see. Let me go die to a bot really quick.
Reloading. Cover me.
Hit me, bro. What you doing?
Bruh.
This looks like me, bro. So now, this gun is the ASM-10. So if you look at this one as well, this is one of the ARs that I mentioned. If you just ADS it and start shooting it, recoil is crazy if you full spray. Like I said, this is just part of the adapting. Everybody's going to kind of have to get used to these weapons as you use them. But like I said, with high damage comes high recoil. Alright.
We lost the lead.
So then after this, we'll go ahead and try out the PDW, one of the SMGs that I mentioned. And then I'll see you after one of these bot kills. It takes them like 10 years though. Alrighty, so now we have the PDW. Right now, the recoil on it for this gun from a distance is terrible for me, in my opinion. But like I said, this gun is a high damage gun. It's the only gun that does 100 damage with FMJ attachment on it. So let's go ahead and do a firing test on it. It's really not as bad as the other guns. Yeah, that is not that bad. Like I said, like if you guys are getting into the game, the PDW is definitely a good gun that you wanna start practicing with soon, and you can rank up very fast with it. So in the next step of becoming a COD Mobile Pro in just 5 days is beginning to get yourself into some of those ranked matches. The ranked matches, they'll start off at, I believe, Rookie, and then it'll go into Veteran, and then it'll go into Elite, and then it'll go into Pro, and then it'll go into Master, and then Legendary. I think I might have been wrong between the Veteran and the Elite. I don't really remember. I blew through those. It was kind of like a blur. So take it easy on me in the comments. If I was right, I was right. If I was wrong, I was wrong. But what you're going to do is you're going to hit the ranked match button right here in the top left corner of the screen. And this is going to go ahead and put you into ranked match lobbies. See, for me, I actually achieved the Legendary rank in just 5 days. So this is what kind of inspired me to get you guys into this, was because I only started playing myself about 5 or 6 days ago now. By the time you're seeing this, it'll be 7, so maybe a week. Yeah, this is really everything that I'm telling you guys is kind of my story to successfully getting to the Legendary rank. And then also I was able to play the World Championship qualifiers, and I was able to qualify the very first week I played. So like I said, you know, I'm not exactly the best at this game as of right now. I do strive to become a pro player here in the soon future, as well as create content, and I'll bring you guys through that as I go. But yeah, we qualified for week 1 of the World Championship qualifiers of this year, and we made it to the Legendary rank within under 6 days. So we did it in 5 days. Those of you guys that watch my stream, you guys know that I've been absolutely no-lifing this game, and I'm level 82 in just 6 days. And then also my my battle pass. I am already tier 129, and I just started a couple days ago. So you guys can see I am a no-life, and what can I say? If you want to get good at a game quick, you're gonna have to no-life it. So that is just another step for you guys, and that's just all there is to it. Alrighty, so the last step into becoming COD Mobile Pro in 5 days is you're gonna want to start to kind of understand the game modes. You know, team deathmatch, hardpoint, search and destroy, and domination. Those are the only 4 that are in competitive. So you're gonna want to have to get used to those, but that's not the thing. The thing is actually getting used to it on the maps. So hold on, let me just put on domination, so we'll change the maps. Okay, so whenever you're gonna want to get used to the game modes and stuff like that on the maps, you're gonna want to learn where on search and destroy where the bombs are on each of these maps, or in domination you're gonna want to learn, you know, where the capture points are, A, B, and C. And then team deathmatch, you really don't have to worry about that as much. You just kind of go and slay out and do your thing. But hardpoint for me is my biggest challenge so far, is learning the hardpoint rotations on each of the map. That is a really big thing in competitive. As far as ranked right now, is learning where the hard points are going to go before they're announced on which maps in a certain order. So if you watch a lot of pro players, you'll be able to find that out. You'll be able to get a little bit of tips and tricks from them. But yeah, I believe that that's it. To my knowledge, that is how you become a COD Mobile Pro in just under 5 days. And like I said, guys, just play the game a lot. Get a little bit of experience behind you. You know, practice with some buddies. Get that 5% XP boost from your friends list. And get started, man, because this $1 million tournament, you know we always got to chase the bag. All right? So that's just facts. Always chase the bag, ladies and gentlemen. So, you know, even if you don't play this game and you want to get into it, there's a really big prize pool. Maybe you could be good at a mobile game. Boom. I got you guys. Alrighty, so like I said, please make sure you drop a like on this video. Drop a sub down on the channel and turn on the post notifications. That way you're notified next whenever I make an upload. But until next time, I will see you guys later. MattClapss out.